There is a saying, once you marry a Filipina, you marry her family. In this episode, we will talk about that. And I will read you a story of a man who shares his experience with his Filipina wife and what he had to do to pay for her family over the years. First, subscribe to the channel. Press the thumbs up button and share this video so we can please the YouTube overlords. Now there's also a super thanks button if you want to support and donate money to the channel. It is now available. You can also watch other videos on the Philippines Truth channel. It is up and available. If you come to the Philippines, you might find yourself in the Pinoy land that it might be easy to meet women. Initially, it's exciting. After a few dates, you don't mind spending a few $100s, maybe even $10 or $20 since everything seems to be cheap. You don't mind the quality since this is not what you'll be doing full time. You just want to show this woman a good, happy, and enjoyable evening, maybe a date. Maybe you want to take her on a vacation to a nearby island. So you ignore all the red little flags, all the inconveniences, and the hassle of just getting there, and focus only on the days you spent with her. After a while, she invites you back to her barangay, her village, back to her province, to meet the family. This is an exciting proposal, as she could be the one for you, and why not meet the family and introduce yourself and show your intentions of being a real man, one that will stick around. But the reality is, the truth and the facts are, once you marry a Pinoy, you marry her family. Someone once said, you don't get good fruit from a rotten tree, and that is the exact scenario in the Pinoy land. These women are not prime examples of compatible, best of the best, 10 out of 10 women you want to meet. Unfortunately, they are the bottom of the bottom, the lowest of the lows, the ones that are left behind, the single mothers of multiple people, ones that could not hold a relationship based on finances, drugs, obesity, lack of prospects, or any other reason. Why are you so special? What made you the one that she wanted? The only reason is because you said yes, because you're willing to actually meet her. But those are all for a different day. Let's begin by reading one person's story first. Keith says, for context, my asawa and I have been married for 24 years. I do help support the family and have paid for high school and college students. I believe education is the best way of elevating families. There are three groups of women or guys foreigners will encounter in the Philippines, but all have the same goal, a better life. The Pinoy land is not the US or Australia or any modern country. It is a third world country with a very small upper and middle class and a large population of folks trying to survive on a daily basis. They are not taught finances or budgeting in school. Those that do finish school or from their parents, like poverty in some countries, day-to-day survival becomes a generational thing. Combine that with strong family tradition where everyone is expected to help the family. That is the world we are entering. Group 1, these are the type of women that you'll meet, also known as scammers. Scammers that are knowingly using foreigners. While I do not agree with this or excuse it, I think it is a minority that are doing it maliciously. I can understand many are just trying to survive and may not have the education to know better or do anything else. Remember, even sales jobs may need a college degree. Still, nice girls but may take some effort to teach them about finances and help set up the family for success. Group 2 are college or high school grads that are independent and have learned money skills. They may or may not be helping out the rest of the family and may or may not still ask you for help. They are certainly in a better position to find a middle ground to help out their family. And Group 3, the majority. The girls that are usually only high school grads and may only be working a menial job in the city, working on the farm in the province, or familiar situations. They generally will not have a good understanding of finances, as the Pinoy concept of money is just day-to-day survival. They will most certainly be helping out their families. Even though we joke about it, if you get in a relationship with her, you also enter into a relationship with her family. If she's helping to support her family, then they will need to continue or be replaced. How you do it will be between you and your asawa, but it cannot just be cut off. It may involve sending money, sending someone to school, funding a business, or a combination, but that support has to continue in some form. In a nutshell, we need to remember Pinoy land is a different country and we need to look at things through a Pinoy lens. It is about day-to-day survival. If you get involved with a Pinoy, you do get involved with her whole family. Family support doesn't need to be stopped. It does need to be replaced. Just my 2 cents, this person says. Some things I agree with, some things I don't. I don't think the small number of women trying to maliciously scam foreigners. I think it's a very large number of women, a very high population, especially when it comes to online dating. There are rare cases where someone finds true relationship with someone else, but even those come at a cost. I don't understand these men thinking they can come to this country and somehow be flocked by women randomly. Why do you think that is? What do you think they want from you, especially those that have a 40+ year age gap? Which 65-year-old is attractive to a 25-year-old? Let's face the reality and the facts. Let's be honest. Now, that can be no issue to many people because you understand that and you will pay for it. That's fine. We all understand. But the problem comes when these people online, foreign expat vloggers will tell you that Pinoys don't care about age gap. But they don't tell you they do care about the size of your wallet. How many people you can get out of poverty, how many family members you can send to school, how many houses you can build, and land and property you can buy. Yes, you can have someone very attractive compared to yourself and in your country, but it comes at a cost, and usually it's a lot higher than what other people will have you believe. I want to read some of the comments regarding this person's story. Lauren says, well-considered post, certainly on the money. What I deplore is how folk think it is so much different to the West and many other cultures. It is not. In the UK, social class and marriage still reigns supreme. In Asia and the Middle East, the caste system prevails. In the US, it is much the same. In the Philippines also. The hierarchy of oppression is a social structure that places some individuals or groups at the top of the system and others at the bottom. And the mobility between each level is always questioned, restricted, opposed, and feared. For me, I consider myself privileged to be able to support my extended family, but I do so in the right ways. No free lunch. Support is always here, but I do not allow abuse or take advantage. It has caused some disruption, but the end result has been for the better. Precisely. We've all known this. It always comes at a cost. All these relationships are transactional. Anyone saying otherwise is full of shit, and they just don't want to admit how much money they're spending on these women. Remember this. This is nothing different than your home country. The only difference is you may have to pay slightly less at the initial beginning of the relationship, at the initial cost. So don't sit here and tell me how your wife or your girlfriend is completely different. Either you are new to the relationship or you are simply lying. The only way this is an exception is that the two people are somewhat close to age. A 25-year-old and a 24-year-old, let's say, within 5 years age gap and under 30 years old, then these will not be problems because you are still kids, still figuring it out, still romantically involved, and just a sexual desire towards each other. It does happen. But how many 20-something-year-olds do you know that visit the Philippines and actually stay there? Not very many, I tell you that. Daryl also says, well said, and probably an accurate assessment of the social situation here. I have said myself, when considering a woman as a prospect partner, don't just consider her, but her family as well. There are exceptions to every rule, but in general, you do not get good fruit from a bad tree. This is what I was referring to before. The gentleman's comments make perfect sense. Many times in the Pinoy land, you might find someone that's half decent, but her family is completely messed up. They always push her to get money from you. They always push her to host parties, go to places, and buy different random things. And she asks you, and you don't want to disappoint, and this becomes a vicious cycle. You need to be stern. At the beginning, you need to put your foot down and let these women know exactly what you're looking for. Do not settle. You are the prize. They want you. Simply move on. Find someone else. Find someone that actually meets your lifestyle and is compatible with you. Do not let these women take control of your home, your apartment, your condo. bring the suitcases, the friends, throw parties, and basically ruin your whole life. It is not worth it. There are far too many women, desperate women, in the Pinoy land for you to settle for someone like this. Because at the end of the day, pussy is pussy. Don't forget that. It is time for yesterday's best and worst comment. The best comment comes from the pontiff, who says, I just separated from my Pinoy wife. She was given help by my entire family in my country so she could get her lifelong dream goals. A brand new car paid off in cash, a lot of saving money, permanent residency in a first world country, and citizenship. And then she decided that she deserves better than me because her new Panay friends in this country all married old guys with houses fully paid off already. I feel relieved, honestly. I thought I would be more upset about it. Never bring them to your country, lads. Mine wasn't from a bar either. She was fine until I pushed her to make Panay friends here so she wouldn't be lonely. Then they got in her ear and told her what is up. Precisely. This happens quite often. How many stories have you heard? Nightmare stories of men bringing these women back to their home country for the women just to realize, wait, I don't have to be with this old grandpa that's overweight, that's 20, 30, 40 years my senior. Now that I'm in this country, now that I can stay here permanently, now that I can have half of his shit, I can marry someone my own age, someone handsome, a Chad, someone that goes to the gym, that has a nice car, someone close to my age that I can relate to. Don't forget, the only reason women are interested in you is because they're desperate in the Pinoy land, not because you are special. I mean, you might be, but they don't see that, and they don't care about that. They only care about what they can extract from you. There is no bad comment, but I do want to share one from Ven Pastor. I think it is important to remember she must fit you like a glove. No salary or allowance unless you made her quit her job for your benefit. Visit family once every 3 to 5 years. Live at least 2 islands away. No financial support for her family whatsoever. No land or home purchase. She's fired if she nags, lies, steals, cheats, and has tempo. She must compliment you or no deal. Make her aware of your rules and regulations. Anything less, let her kick rocks and pound sand. P.S. If you have a problem with this list, you can become trans and please exit the men's department. I highly support this message, all of it. There's no exception for any of this above. He makes a great point by saying if you were want to give her a salary or an allowance, then that's because you're replacing her employment. There's no need to live close to her family. Doesn't make any sense. And you're a grown man. Why put up with childish behavior like this tampo? Simply kick her out. There are so many others that can replace her. Remember, you are the prize, and that is a fact. Subscribe, like, click the thumbs up if you like this video, and also watch the Philippines Truth as well. I will leave the link to that in this video too. Thanks for watching. God bless.